All right, what's up, guys? This is Mark, and this is Kafir, and
Nice.
we're gonna cover. You can introduce yourself really quickly right after, but I just want to say one thing. We're gonna cover should people start eBay dropshipping in 2020, and I have always made my decisions based on information, a little bit of information based on things that I understand, and I try to share that in my YouTube video. But because this conversation came up in our last video when we talked about how much DSM Tool invested into their software, so I'll put a link to that description. You can check it out. But Kafir and I, this is a continuous debate about eBay dropshipping, and this is what we're going to talk about today. Should we start in 2020? But before you get to that, for people who see this video for the first time, who are you? Why are we here on this video? The whole night.
I'm here to change your life, no? That's what I'm supposed to say. Hey guys, my name is Kafir. In 2016, I became a co-founder together with my brother and my business partner of a software company called DSM Tool. It's software for eBay dropshipping. I guess you could find a link in the description below. And at the beginning, me and Mark were actually rivals. We had two competing softwares, and recently we started these discussions. And through the discussions, both Mark started getting to know the software company that we've built, which we invested more than $2 million in building. And I got to know Entrepreneur Zone, which is the new venture that Mark is working on, which I find to be incredible. And I want to start actually, Mark, by saying why. The reason that I find Entrepreneur Zone and these discussions between me and you to be incredible and important, and that people have I hope, you know what, I don't think that people should listen to us and only listen to us. I think that people should listen to everyone around us and all of the influencers, YouTubers, shows, whoever is talking about doing business online. But I think that more of the conversation should move towards talking about data, talking about there is in our industry, in the industry of business in a box, of make money home, that you can, take a course that will teach you everything that you need to start your own business. I find a big problem. And you're talking about this problem all the time. I find that there is this discussion about how the 9-to-5 workplaces are a scam, or that university has scammed you. And to an extent, I understand where it comes from. 9-to-5 work can be frustrating, but it's not a scam. I personally know people that are making far more money than me, myself, and they're working for corporates, and they're making more money than you. I promise you. I mean, I have a friend who bought a house long before me. I still didn't buy myself a house. And I'm an entrepreneur with the software company, and you understand that I had to make $2 million in order to invest them in the software company, right? So that's one thing. And the second thing about universities and everything, universities are, generally speaking, not practical. They are more about research. They're more theoretical. So Entrepreneur Zone comes into the picture and gives more practical experience. And still, it doesn't make universities a scam. And today, I want to take this question of whether you should start doing eBay dropshipping in 2020 or not, and try to look at it from a perspective that I would be expected, to a level of discussion that I would expect when I was in business school, because I went to business school. Right. And I happened to get a book from a friend of mine who owns a company. A friend of mine who owns a travel company. It's a completely different industry. She wanted to expand her business, and she's working locally. I'm originally from Israel, and she wanted to expand her business to like a worldwide, to start developing worldwide activities. And so she went to business school, to London Business School, to an executive program there. And there is a lecturer in London Business School who wrote a book, which is called The New Business Road Test. This is the book. I'm just reading it right now. Right. And in this book, he starts by, and the entire idea behind the book is to ask all of the questions around whether you should start a venture or not. And it's very, very much oriented for ventures, for businesses that are venture capital backed. What is venture capital backed? That means that when you have an idea, you go to investors and you try to raise usually millions of dollars in order to start a business. And I'm saying, if that applies to millions of dollars businesses that investors are investing in, we might be able to analyze a little bit something about eBay dropshipping or about the industry of dropshipping out of that, right? Out of all of this, right? So I want to start by asking you if you know what is the difference, right? We're talking about eBay dropshipping. So what in eBay dropshipping, within those two words, what is the market and what is the industry? And what's the difference between a market and an industry? Because we are going to be part of both of them.
Right. I don't know where to start. So what is the question?
What is the difference between a market and an industry? Let's start from the base.
When you say the market, the size of the market we're going in, how do we define a market? What do you want me to do?
What is a market?
What is a market? That's a good question. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to formally define that.
Okay. And what about an industry? Do you have a thought about what that could be?
I mean, I will tell you my fucking rudimentary way of explaining what a market or industry is, but
why you just prefer me to answer?
Yeah.
All right. So first, I would love to see you. You said last week that you have this thing with the weekly comment, right? With the comment of the week. So I would love to see what people think. If you can pause the video now and comment, what do you think is the difference between market and industry? That's an interesting question for you. So the market are the people that are going to buy from us and their needs, and the industry is where we're going to compete. So when we're talking about eBay dropshipping, eBay would be the market.
Right.
And dropshipping would be the industry. And when you're looking at and when you analyze a business opportunity, you want to analyze both the market to see that it's an attractive market,
right,
and the industry to see that it's an attractive industry.
Right.
Let's start doing that for dropshipping and for eBay dropshipping specifically. So when we're talking about the market, we're talking about eBay, but actually eBay is not all of the market. The market, I would count the market as e-commerce. And the first question that you have to ask yourself is, and I'm going according to the book, I didn't invent it. It's like London Business School. This is what we're doing here. Is how many customers are there in the market? How much are they spending? And like how much are they spending in total? And how much are they spending? Like how many sales are there? How many units they sell? So in other words, what's going on with e-commerce? How many people are buying in e-commerce today? How many people are buying online? What do you think is the answer? I'm going to share some information about what do you think about e-commerce in general?
And the entire market of e-commerce in the US?
In the US, in the world. What do you think about it these days?
It's growing.
An opportunity?
Yeah, it is. It's clearly. I mean, it's growing like pretty insanely. But go ahead.
Right. No, let me show you how much it is growing. Let me share the screen. Can you see this graph?
Yeah.
I shared this graph on the Facebook community of DSM2, and you can see here that this data is from Bank of America, US Department of Commerce. I'm not inventing anything, right? It's just statistical data from them. They're talking about the growth of 8 weeks since COVID. In 8 weeks, e-commerce grew the same as it grew in 10 years. This is how big it is growing. Like this is how massive this thing is. So in terms of in macroeconomic perspective, the market of e-commerce is growing, but it's not enough to analyze the market and whether the market itself holds an opportunity, right? Because e-commerce is great, but what about eBay themselves? I mean, e-commerce could be booming while eBay could be declining. And when you want to look at eBay themselves, then what you would usually try to look at. So we're going from the macro and from the e-commerce industry to the micro perspective, which is eBay themselves. Right. And you have to ask yourself, so is eBay growing as well? And what do you think is the answer?
Yeah, it's growing. I know that.
What about the past couple of years, not just COVID?
No, it's always been growing. I think eBay has always been growing.
Yes. So according to Statista.com, I don't know how reliable Statista is, so I don't know this. According to Statista.com, since 2013, they added more than 2.6 billion dollars in sales.
Right.
And that's over 6 years. So that still shows as if it holds an opportunity to it. And when you look at what happened in COVID, then, wait a second. This talks about the drop.
Mm-hmm.
So I misread what I just realized that I misread because I thought that it grew.
It grew by 3.8. Hold on.
Wait a second. April.
But it said it grew 20% in April.
Yeah, this is what I read. And suddenly I read now that the title here says that it dropped in Q1. So probably it dropped in Q1 and then grew again because of. But anyway, the point is that obviously together with the growth that happened since COVID, eBay grew as well because e-commerce grew in general. So not only in macro terms of the entire e-commerce as e-commerce, but also specifically eBay, we're growing.
Right.
But there is still a question there of like what in the micro question in the micro level, what is it in eBay? Why is it growing? So the question is, what in this niche that is called eBay, and where we can talk about niches within eBay. I'm just talking about, let's say that e-commerce is the market, so eBay is a small niche inside that market.
Right.
How come it is able to grow? Because you've made a video a couple of weeks ago about talking about Amazon and how Amazon is ridiculously bigger than eBay. I think it was 10 times or something like that.
Yeah.
So how the fuck? Sorry that I'm cursing. It's your channel. I allow myself on your channel.
Yeah.
So how is it possible that it is growing? And how come people are not going to Amazon? So eBay must be superior at something. I mean, eBay must have.
Right. There's a reason why people are buying there. Right. Okay.
Well, maybe it's not the reason why people buy there. Maybe it's the question of who is buying there.
Okay.
So who is buying on eBay? Who are the eBay buyers? So I was trying to look for the answer. I went into eBay's community, right? I found a message, a thread, a discussion, which is, by the way, another explanation why it's important for you if you're listening to this channel to join Entrepreneur Zone, or at least to join, our Facebook groups, because the discussions are happening there. And in Entrepreneur Zone, there is only discussions about entrepreneurship. But anyway, eBay community is a place to be if you're selling on eBay, right? Makes sense. There is a community there. And someone wanted to know what are the demographics of people that are buying on eBay. And so most of the answers here were there is not really any information online, blah, blah, blah. And then someone, I don't know where he got it from, was sharing this slide. Maybe it's from something internal in eBay. And it's from 2005, so it's completely outdated, but this is the best data that I could find. So let's assume that this is the data that we have to work with.
Oh.
And apparently it seems look at that. Half of all eBay users are 45 plus years old.
Wow.
So maybe that's the thing. I don't know. What do you think?
That would make sense.
Right? I thought so too.
That actually would make a lot of sense.
Why do you think so? And look, by the way, the most popular category of products is collectibles, which is completely not dropshipping. Say it again?
You're not just a pretty face. Oh, fuck.
So apparently, there is an audience. I'm stopping sharing the screen. There is a type of audience. There is a persona. We call it in digital marketing a persona. There is a persona that whatever are the demographics of this persona, whatever are the things that are important to these kind of people, they choose eBay, and eBay is growing. So in that sense, that seems like eBay dropshipping is something that you should jump on immediately, right? Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
But
yeah. The opportunity is there. If it's growing, and a certain demographic, and people are buying there, okay, there's opportunity, and it's growing. The market is growing. So we agree on that.
Yeah, there's still a lot of questions on that. But you still chose to go for Amazon.
Right.
And I want to ping the question back to you because I watched your video and I saw the analysis and I was convinced to move to Amazon. Honestly, like I think Amazon is a much bigger opportunity these days. I just think that eBay is still a great opportunity.
Right.
And the question is, why did you choose to move to Amazon? What did you see? What was it?
Okay, it was basic for me in the sense that I got into eBay because that was the opportunity I could have taken advantage of with the money that I had, right? And I always wanted to get into Amazon. But and two things made me make the switch. One, I had the cash or credit in order to scale it. But in comparison to eBay, nothing really changed. That was one of the biggest things in terms of service. Like the rules of the game didn't really change too much.
In Amazon?
Yeah.
Right.
It's always been hard as fuck. So don't get me wrong. It's not easy. eBay is generally easier. You can make more mistakes. You can start with less amount of money. You can make money. Like I have an employee that works for me that in his spare time makes $2,400 a month drop shipping on eBay. His name is Marco. And he works part-time and he works for me and I pay him less than that. Right? But we still have a relationship because I taught him everything on eBay. So I'm not saying that there's zero opportunity because I have data that shows that people are making money on eBay. That's why we're having this conversation, right? Yeah. I like to know what rules I'm playing so I can just play by a game. I personally don't like eBay changing the rules. And when I went, but let me go more into that. When I went into eBay, I went in saying, I'm playing a black hat game or a gray game. Let me just keep playing that game. And when I moved to Amazon, the rules stayed the same, so I was playing that. But when I met you, the reason why I want to continue having this debate and why we find that middle ground is because even some of my videos, I say, if you have no fucking money, drop shipping on Amazon is not an option. If you have $200-300, if you have $500, like Amazon, it might be best, your time might be best spent going on eBay, right? And why I continue to have this conversation and why I get excited when you bring data is because your game or your strategy or your plan with DSM2 and eBay is not black hat, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's an important thing to mention.
Right, and let me tell you something. I don't like to focus on multiple things. I saw the difference when we used to manage eBay and Amazon, and I also had to make a decision when I'm dealing with an agency and 80 employees or 50 employees, and you train them two different ways. It was just, the time wasn't worth it, in my opinion, right? Because I had the resources to go Amazon, right? And also, remember when you said people should listen to this kind of conversation?
Yeah.
There's no one approaching this business in a box in this manner.
Yes, that's very sad.
So when we started
in the industry, and people are being like, it's a way to scam people without actually scamming them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you tell them that they don't need to, like, those of you who listen to that, it's important for me. Somebody had to tell the truth out there. When you're being told that you shouldn't go to university and that's a scam and you should just take a course and learn practical things. I'm not saying that these courses or the people that are saying that are wrong in the sense that you should be doing practical things. I'm just saying that, I mean, if universities and all of that if you think that MIT or Harvard Business School are that bad, then why do you think that they stay in business for that long? I mean, maybe they're not that bad. Maybe it's not so bad to also understand theory, also understand how to analyze data, also understand that our industry of dropshipping is like, guys, like, sorry, wait a second, I have to declare this, someone's calling me. Our industry of this business in the box, this come and make money online, it's like, it's a drop in an ocean of the world economy, of everything that is out there, of all the industries that exist, of all the businesses that you can establish. It's a wonderful industry to be in, because there are opportunities here in dropshipping, but to take that and to say, or there are opportunities in digital marketing, but digital marketers have the tendency to make it look as if only in digital marketing there are opportunities,
Right.
and that there are no longer any other businesses that exist in the world other than digital marketing, right? Build your funnels, get your list, because your list is the only asset. It's just not true.
Right.
Like, if you want to learn how to build a business, then learn how to build a business. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's digital marketing or that it's dropshipping. Dropshipping
Right.
is just one of the industries, and you're going to struggle. And I meet a lot of business owners from a lot of different industries, and I'm telling you that when we share the information between us, when we share the struggles that we go through, these are the same struggles, no matter what kind of business you're building. So
Right.
the ability to learn how to build a business properly and learn how to build an organization. Me and Mark, we have a lot of talks about it, right?
Yeah.
You posted a blog and you said in your blog post, I'm building now a $20 million company. And the first comment that I had to you was, Mark, if you want to build a $20 million company, you have to act like a $20 million company. And that means being far more organized than you've ever been before, according to what you're saying.
And my blog post, my follow-up blog post refers to you and some of those conversations, because I want people to understand, listen, building a $1 million business is possible, and it's an incredible opportunity that people watching this can achieve. Going to the next level, you can, but you need the tools, and you need to prepare, and you need to it's a different skill set to go to the next level, right? It's the same stuff with eBay dropshipping and Amazon dropshipping. And and I hope that you guys watching this continue to watch us and continue to allow us to have these logical conversations so you guys can make decisions based on enough information as possible. Not based on some motherfucker who recorded some videos and trying to sell it to you for $400 to $1,000 because you can make 500 thumbnails that says make $1,000 in a day. Like, this is not what this fucking shit, like, I get angry every time I talk about it because I remember, dude, I clearly remember, let me tell you something. When I went to university, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to the library, or I used to go to Barnes and Nobles to read books that I couldn't afford to buy. Like, what? Read the book, hide it somewhere, fold a page, so when I come back the day after, I can find it, right? I remember sitting down in information technology class, and we talk about the internet and social media and how we'll have access to information and you can study. And it seemed like an exciting time. It seemed like, okay, motherfucker, I don't have to read 100 books in 4 years again just to collect some information. But it's horrible because it's full of so much fucking garbage. Mm-hmm. And people watching 18-year-old kids saying that they're making $2 million and believing it, and it's true, they are making $2 million. But they're making $2 million from selling you the fucking course that you're buying from them.
Yeah.
That's the crazy.
You know what? This is a pitch. So I want to say two things. I want to recap the market part, because we said that there is a market and there is an industry.
Right.
And start talking about the industry yet. Yeah? But I want to end up, and I'm saving you reading, go and read a book as well, yeah, but I'm saving you reading a little bit of the book, and I'm saying that the last thing in the micro-analysis of the market is, and we're talking about eBay, I'm quoting him, is what neighbor segments will you be able to target later? What does this market or this niche, which is eBay in our case, what platform does it create for you to facilitate an entry to another segment in the future? Can you think of another segment in the future that you can start after you did eBay dropshipping, Mark?
Amazon, I guess.
Yes, Amazon dropshipping. It's like, guys, if you believe us that universities are not that bad, then London Business School has just gave you the ground of why the market of eBay dropshipping and why this opportunity is very interesting. But so I hope that recaps the side of the opportunity in the market, because the market is super attractive in my opinion, especially for the people that are just beginners, that aren't able to take a done for you or that it's your first steps in e-commerce and you've never done it before, and you don't want to fuck up your Amazon account. Fucking up an eBay account is a little bit less risky because it can scale less than Amazon, as you know. So maybe this is why you want to start from there and then scale. And either way, if you are doing Amazon dropshipping, then open an eBay account because there is an opportunity there as well. If you can allow yourself to manage both.
Right.
And if you are doing eBay dropshipping, open an Amazon account. And you were talking about white hat and black hat activities. You will get, when you will start dropshipping on eBay, you will get offers. It happens. We are being targeted by our competitors. So some of our competitors are working in more black hat ways, which means that they work with multiple stealth accounts. They build a network of accounts with fake identities, and this is how they manage the business. This is one way to grow your business. I find it to be an illegal way. I'm not judging anyone. Anyone can do whatever you want. But if you want to grow a legitimate business, then what you would want to do is to grow a small eBay dropshipping business. Like you said, like that Marco makes $2,400. That sounds not bad to me. But if that's a scale that you can get to, then you understand that if you want to seriously build a business, that's not going to end up in $2,400 a month, right? You want from there to take the next step, and then the next step would be to move to Amazon. And this is, by the way, what I'm also preaching to our audience at TSL2. I'm saying people start eBay dropshipping and then move on and diverse to other types of whatever kind of business, whatever kind of income channel that you can create. So that's about the market. I want to move from the market to talk about the industry. And actually, the side of the industry is the side where we're going to mostly agree that eBay dropshipping and Amazon dropshipping, by the way, sucks. It's a horrible business to start. I can't as much as and to do that, we're going to use we will try to use an educated approach of looking at a model that is being used in order to analyze industries in the macro level, and then we're going to go down to the micro level, and you will understand why in the micro level it's still worth it, it's still a good opportunity. But in macro terms, dropshipping sucks. Okay. And I want to explain why. And we're going to use, so in 1970, I think, or somewhere in the 70s, a guy called Michael Porter, who is very, very famous economist, developed this system or this model of how to analyze industries. And as we said, industries is us and our competitors. Right. And he called it the five forces model. And I don't even refer to everything because not everything is exactly, it's a little bit hard to implement it into dropshipping, but we will try to theorize around it. And it starts, so the parameters that you analyze the industry by are called the threat of entry, or how easy it is to enter the market, right. The buyer power, the buyer power, how much power the people who buy from you have on you, the supplier power, how much power does the suppliers have on you, the threat of substitutes, how easily can you be substituted by another product or whatever, and competitive rivalry, how competitive it is, and how much does your rival, like your competitors, are threatening you, basically. Right. And let's go one by one. Let's talk about threat of entry. We were talking about eBay dropshipping or dropshipping in general as a business model being a very, very simple business model to get started with, right? We're talking about it as an opportunity. But what if you think about it in terms of an industry? How good of a business can it be if anyone can pay $10 to Entrepreneur Zone and a week later already make their first sale?
Yeah. It's pretty horrible.
It's hard. Yeah, if you want to build a sustainable business that will make money for a long term, you want to build a business that is unique, that it's not so easy to enter to, that you need to be a huge professional in order, you want to have patents, and you want to build processes that are not so easily duplicated by so many other people. You want to build and again, we're looking at the macro aspect of the industry. And then when you look at, so I couldn't analyze it in terms of buyer power because I'm not that familiar with the model, so I don't want to analyze that, but I want to talk about the supplier power, right? So we said buyer power is how much power does your buyers have that could threat your business in a way. and I couldn't think of an analysis. Maybe you can have an idea. Like maybe you have an idea what could be like on the buyers. So how does the buyers affect you by having power? But I couldn't also think of another.
Yeah, I'll have to give it some more thought. I can't.
Yeah, and I didn't have enough time to prepare for this talk in order to research the Porter model a little bit further. So, and I don't want to mislead people. So I will go to the supplier power, which is a little bit easier to understand. When you are doing dropshipping from retailers and not, also when you do it from wholesalers, but like if you do it from a lot of wholesalers, then you have a lot of suppliers. But if you're doing dropshipping like only from Amazon or only from AliExpress or only from the big three retailers, Amazon, Home Depot, and Walmart, which is very common to do, used to be very common to do on eBay today. With DSM tool, you can do it from 50 websites, so that's better. But still, even still, all the supplier has to do to shut down your business is to close your account. And how many accounts have you had being shut down on Amazon when you did Amazon to eBay dropshipping?
I hardly did. No, so I had one Walmart account shut down, and I had a Home Depot account restricted. I hardly mess with Amazon because the margins were not big.
Okay, yeah. So never mind. Let's put Amazon aside. Doesn't matter which retailer. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Actually, it doesn't matter which website.
When Walmart canceled my orders and started to shut down my account, I was like, I didn't sleep for like 24 hours or 36 hours because I was behind by 100 fucking orders, and it's just like you have.
Not to mention that let's put aside the fact that your eBay account. So when your account is being shut down, when your buying account is being shut down, you could be in trouble because you still have orders to process. Then you have to find it on other websites or ask from other people to order them from you. That's operational stuff. We're talking here very, very broad level. We're looking at the opportunity that is called eBay dropshipping or dropshipping in general. And in that sense, just think about it in business perspectives. Nobody's talking about what does it mean to your business that your Walmart account is being shut down, or that your dependency on these retailers is very, very big as a business. And as you can hear, those accounts could be relatively easy. Again, you can find other ways. You will find other ways. Don't worry. Like, start doing it anyway, and you will figure out there's always other services, whatever that you can figure out to or maybe you will start wholesale dropshipping at some point. But like, I'm not saying don't start because of that. I'm just saying that if you look at it as a business, then it's not such a great business to have when even if you get stuck with these 100 orders, at least you made 100 sales. What about what about next week? How are you going to make another 100 sales when your suppliers have so much power over you?
But these are the type of conversations that no one, like the realistic conversations that no one has. And
let's continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
What about threats of substitute? How easily can you be substituted? Can you tell us about what is sniping? What is the sniping method? How does it work? And what does it mean that when you start dropshipping, how often could you possibly be sniped by other sellers?
Sniping. Okay, so first of all, sniping is a process of you go on the platform, like let's say eBay, you find items that sold already, and you sell the same item for less. And you can snipe someone's entire store in a day, most of the time.
Right. Which means that if you have a store,
you can be substituted immediately.
Yeah, okay, so we find always solutions to that, right? Because we continuously change our products. But you need to understand that in terms of having a sustainable business, let me give you an example of a business that couldn't be substituted so fast. When you have your own brand, let's take whatever, the brand of, let's say that you use an iPhone, right? Let's go to the extreme example of iPhone, because when you're using an iPhone, the chance of substituting iPhone to Android is really, really hard to move people from iPhone to Android. So I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about like selling iPhones. I'm talking about Apple, the company that creates iPhone. That in the industry is when they analyze their industry and the threat of being substituted, they have it's very, very hard to substitute them. But eBay dropshipping or Amazon dropshipping, guys, you're going to constantly being substituted, which means that your work will have to be to constantly like take care of that. And all of these threats that I'm talking about, because we talked about opportunity. And the last thing is competitive rivalry. Like how easily does your competitors affect you? And it's kind of the same thing. It's like these are everything that we talked about. A lot of people are coming in. I mean, this is none of your business. Guys, the fact that me and Mark are now doing a video that is being published online to as many people as possible, our only goal is that you eventually would pay for DSM2 and would pay for Entrepreneurs Zone. Otherwise, we as businesses, we won't have the budget to make the next video, right? And the more of you that will do it, the more competition that there is in that industry. So in every single term, looking at the industry, you are going to face a lot of hard time by building your entire, by thinking of building an entire business that is only based on eBay and Amazon dropshipping, only in that sense, only in the macroeconomic perspective. It's not like building an organization. It's not like building Apple. You're not building a technology company brand that has its own operating system and a fan base, a crazy fan base like Apple. Right. You're building a very specific type of operation with a very specific type of business. And the reason that it's important for me that you guys will understand it, and Mark, I think that you shared it with me, is because you're being promised online that you're going to build empires. Right. And it's not that simple to build an empire when a simple model like Porter model shows you that every single aspect of your industry is against. It's just not that simple. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm saying it's not as simple as it might be presented or mispresented would be the correct. But what still in the industry makes it so attractive to start eBay dropshipping? It's the micro aspect. The micro, when you look down from the entire business model of dropshipping as an industry and all of your competitors and everything, and you look in the micro level, so when you look at the industry in the macro level, that would be the industry of dropshipping, but in the micro level, that would be your business within the dropshipping. And the questions around that analyze whether you should do it or not are questions that are related to your business. And again, not me, the book from London Business School, right? I will keep saying that. So I hope, because I don't want to invent anything. And in the micro analysis, there are 4 parameters, and I want to go one by one over them. There is profit margin, which is actually a little bit against you. There is cost of acquisition, which we'll explain in a second. Cost of operations, and something that is called working capital. And we will go one by one and explain all of them. So let's start by profit margin. What are the profit margins of owning a dropshipping business on eBay and Amazon from your experience? How much did you have?
Everyone uses this average of 10%. In the office with the Amazon accounts we like last month, our average was like 18.something%. And now it's at a little at like 17.9 or something, which is high, right? But generally you're talking about 10%.
Very high. Yeah. So generally we're talking about 10%, and the question of analyzing whether 10% is good or not depends on how much you're risking. And because if you, like, when you're starting a business, and let's take just today I got a haircut. If you go to the previous video, you will see me with a jungle on my head, and the video before that you will see jungle on my background. But if you look at this video, I got a haircut. So let's talk about hairdressers. And for them, if you want to become a hairdresser and open your own salon, then you would want to know what's the profit margin of giving a haircut of that business, which in that case is almost 100% because you give a haircut, you don't have expenses of giving the haircut, but operating, so all of your expenses are operations, but you have to invest in the business in order to get something of it, and you want to know what's the profit margin of your product. So if you're a hairdresser, you would have 100% profit margin for giving a haircut. But if you're an eBay dropshipper, your profit margins are going to be relatively low. It's going to be 10%. So what makes it so attractive? What makes it so attractive is the cost of acquisition, cost of operation, and working capital. This is what's so major about dropshipping in general, and eBay dropshipping and Amazon dropshipping as standalone. What is the cost? Cost of acquisition is how much does it cost you to how much you need to pay in order to acquire a new customer.
Right.
What is the cost of acquisition in eBay and Amazon dropshipping? Mark.
You could say zero if you're not counting the labor.
Is zero.
Right. Yeah.
No labor.
Zero,
I'm
zero.
talking about money. How many dollars?
Yeah,
Zero cost of acquisition. That's the biggest thing about, and together with the cost of acquisition, which is zero, which makes everyone so eager to start it, because right, everyone wants to start something that has zero cost of acquisition and has profit margin. Even with such a low profit margin, with cost of acquisition of zero, you are in the opposite situation from the hairdresser. The hairdresser had to build a salon, and then he invested a lot of money prior to it, and then he gets 100% margin for every single haircut. But you are building a business with a very, very low profit margin, but with a zero cost of acquisition.
And but listen to one thing about the profit margin. It's actually not very low, and let me explain why. I have a client in the Amazon Done For You that has pizzerias. He has 4 pizzerias, right? And his profit margin is 10%.
Yeah, some businesses have very low profit margins. I'm not saying, and maybe hairdressers also, because it depends on how do you calculate it, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. The point is that there is a lot.
No, but I'm just saying that there's still, I don't want people to think that like, people listen to what they want to hear and then run with it, right? So like, I just want to be like 10% is low, but there are businesses that you have to invest tens of thousands, $100,000 in that would still get you 10%, right? But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. What about cost of operations? How much does it cost to operate your eBay or Amazon dropshipping business? And that's again, mostly labor. It's not true to say that it's zero, because in my opinion, you're going to need
software.
First to buy, not software, before software, you have to pay for a course, no?
All right.
I mean, you're being told that's cost of building your business if you're putting those $1,000 in buying that course, and you're not being told that this is fun. So it's not a month-to-month operation, but it's an initial investment that you already have to. So when you run a business, you would want to think of this initial investment, so spread it over a year. Think how much is it per month for you to take that course. Entrepreneurs don't cost $10 a month. That's going to be a month-to-month expense for your business. And we want you to stay in entrepreneurship. We're going to try to make you stay in entrepreneurship as long, human. As as possible. And so that, and you're going to need a software, and not only that, you're going to maybe have some sales in loss. So that's kind of operations, because I don't know, maybe returns, that's some things that you didn't figure out in the beginning. A lot of times people that drop shipping from AliExpress, they get a return, and then they didn't, if they, in their policies, they allow a longer return time because they want to gain more traffic from eBay, because when you give higher return times, you get more traffic from eBay, because in comparison to your competitors, you get more return time, and then they get the return request after a while. It's like a rare case, right? You get the return request after 30 days, but on AliExpress, you can no longer give it return, so you lose on that transaction. Whatever, like all kind of cases where you could lose on your transaction. So this is more cost of operation. So there is some cost of operation, but it's relatively to other businesses, relatively to, you talked about 4 pizzerias, we talked about the hairdresser. How can you compare this, like what, this $100, you don't even get to $100 a month with eBay dropshipping and with Amazon dropshipping. It's like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculously low amount of money in order to start a business.
And that's why I would shout, like when I started eBay dropshipping, that's why I did so many videos. Because I had $200. Like I had $200 to my name.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's very few places or very few things you could do with $200 that could generate thousands of dollars a month. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Less parameters, and it's less parameter, and there is then another small subject that I want to talk about. But the last subject is called working capital. Are you familiar with the concept of working capital?
Yeah.
All right. So working capital is we call it PayPal jail in dropshipping, but PayPal jail is just another way to say working capital, which means how much money do you need to have in order to invest in your, it's also called cash to cash cycle. What is the time that between you investing, between you getting paid and you having to purchase, or you getting paid by your buyers and you having to purchase from your suppliers. And on Amazon and on eBay as well in the beginning, a lot of times as you start growing, what's going to happen, and so on eBay, what's going to happen is that PayPal is going to hold some part of your funds.
Right.
So you're getting paid by the buyers, and theoretically, the dropshipping business model says that first you get paid and then you make the purchase. But in order to make the purchase after you get paid, you are going to need some what is called working capital. You're going to need some money of your own that you put into the business in order to make the purchase, because until you will get the money from PayPal, or in the case of Amazon, by the way, eBay is moving to managed payments as well. So it's
that's a whole other story.
But that's not for today. But on Amazon, you're gonna get the money from Amazon after 2 weeks, meaning you have to finance yourself 2 weeks. So, but that's not money. That's not expenses. This is because you don't spend. It's just money that you have to put in the business for the business to be able to work. Otherwise, it's what's called working capital, because you're not going to lose this money, but it's money that is not going to be available for you. So, but also so you need some working capital for both eBay and Amazon dropshipping. But again, relatively to other businesses, I can't think of businesses like relatively to businesses that let's look at construction, right? When you're building a house for someone, you might, again, depends on your contract with that person, but you might be in a contract where you're going to get paid a little bit in the beginning, and then you're going to have to invest a lot in order to build the house, and in the end you will only get the payment from whoever bought from you. So in that sense, this is a business where you need a lot of working capital, because you're going to make a lot of money in the end. You're going to make a big margin in the end, but to finance the process of getting paid in the end, you have to finance it. So there are businesses that require much, much more working capital than eBay or Amazon dropshipping. So this is why, and I'm now recapping the industry part. So macro perspective, dropshipping sucks. Please dropshipping on eBay or Amazon. But in the micro level, you make profit margin, you don't have cost of acquisition, you have super low working capital that you need, depend on your growth, of course, because the more you grow, the more working capital you need. And the cost of operations are super, super low, making it a very, very attractive opportunity, which means that in 3 out of 4 aspects of this entire analysis that we've done so far, in the macro perspective of the market, looking at e-commerce and how it's growing, in the micro perspective of eBay specifically, looking how eBay is still growing, seeing that there are segments of people that are buying on eBay and they don't buy on Amazon, they don't buy on other platforms, they just love eBay. And looking at the industry, which was very much against us, and looking at the micro level of our own business and what we need, and seeing that it's very, very good business in terms of risk, in terms of how much risk you're taking when you're starting it. I think that I want to verdict this debate as a point to Phil that has proved that eBay dropshipping can still be an opportunity for some people at least, or for the people that it really fits to in 2020. I agree with you 100% that Amazon dropshipping is far bigger opportunity. If you're able to, if you have maybe a little bit more experience, if you have
more experience and a lot more working capital.
And a lot more working capital. The last thing, the last part.
So far, I agree with you, but go ahead.
The last part in the book is talking about like the last thing that you want to analyze when you're and in this book is like referring also that he wrote this book not only for the entrepreneurs, but also for investors who are looking to invest money, who are looking to invest those millions of dollars. And then the last part is a little bit more towards them, and it's talking about the team. Is this business, or is having a business at all, is something for you? And when I think about it, it refers me to your story. Maybe you can tell it again about your masterclass. How did you call it? The inner circle.
Yeah, the inner circle.
When you had people and you realized that it's not really for everyone. Can you tell a little bit what was there, what happened, what were the statistics, how many succeeded, how many didn't?
So I will talk about why it wasn't for everyone, and I will talk about something. I'm glad you went there, right? Mm-hmm. So I didn't sell training for a long time. I was only selling software. So then the first inner circle was something that I did where like they paid for a year of DSG, or like they pay like a big amount and they get DSG for a year or something, right? So like I still felt good about myself that I'm not just selling like training for thousands of dollars.
Mhm.
So when we had it, I think the eBay one is like 2 years ago, but I want to say we had like either 40 or 60% success and then the other unsuccessful, right? But the bottom line was this. Most people that weren't successful misunderstood the commitment necessary to get the work done. They didn't have the money to get it done. They had kids at home, all type of different reasons why they were unsuccessful, right? Like a lot of different reasons. And it made me
What about how much they were willing to risk in terms of?
And they weren't willing to risk anything. They were investing the money to get the training. And then like some people were like, I have to do 4 hours a day work to make. And at that time, like we had guys doing 4 hours a day work, making $4,000 or $5,000. That's a lot of fucking money for the time you're putting in. But people just wanted magic. People just wanted like,
Good, until today,
why this is more important now is that a lot of people are not going to have a choice. 40 million people just lost their job, like, and e-commerce is growing.
Yeah,
So,
but
like,
maybe then they have more time and more ability to commit to this.
Right, but now it's even more important that people need to realistically explain the fucking opportunity because there's no space for games anymore. They're like, okay, passive income. Dude, last night I spent 3 hours talking to a potential customer for the Amazon Done For You, right? 3 hours. And the purpose of that is I explain him every single thing. Why all of it works, what the opportunity is, the jobs, but
Can you say a word about what is Amazon Done For You for those who are not familiar with this business? Because we're talking about eBay dropshipping.
Yeah, well, Amazon, I run an agency that manages Amazon dropshipping accounts for clients. And yeah, but I want to stick with this eBay thing, right? Kafir, one of the reasons why I started this debate with you on my channel is because I left eBay, right? But eBay is the one, I have a blog post talking about eBay saved my life. And it is like, this is not like some hype shit. This is like, Kafir, you know some of my personal life and you understand why I say that, right? And now a lot of people watching this maybe have lost their job or haven't. But if you want to start or try to start a business and risk very little bit of money, you have very few fucking options. That's just the truth, right? Like you could search or comb the entire internet as I did for 15 fucking, I'm 37. I've been making money online since 05. You could blog, you could do eBay dropshipping, you could do Shopify, you could do Amazon, you could start a YouTube channel, you could build software, you could build a course. I personally have still not found a business that you can start with this little bit of money and still have a decent upside, right? So and the reason why I want this debate is because I don't have the time. You invested $2 million fucking dollars in software, right? So building that type of business, you put in the
But what does it take? What does it take? The subject, I'm focusing you back to the subject. The subject I don't want to go into the parameters. It goes into the book of what is the team. Let's put them aside for a second.
Right.
Long story short, the parameters are, it's nice that you want to have a venture, but is it for you? Are you going to put whatever, are you going to commit to whatever is necessary? So you at that point, and people that are now considering what kind of businesses I'm going to start, no matter right now if it's eBay or Amazon dropshipping, what do they have to understand that they have to commit to?
Right,
That's my question to you, because you've done it many times.
Right. You guys, and I wish, like I have a lot of experience training people in eBay dropshipping, right? You guys need to commit a minimum a minimum of 2 hours a day, like a minimum, like the very minimum, not the maximum, the least amount of time that I think someone should put in an eBay dropshipping business is 2 hours a day, at least 6 days a week. And don't expect to make $10,000 working 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. I know someone who made $1,500, $2,000 and then hired VAs to grow, and he kept his job and grew it. But you need consistency every day.
Then you have to manage the VAs.
Right. But you need consistency, and you need to try things and measure results. So like you need to list an item, even if it doesn't sell. Does it get views? Why did it get views? What can I do to get more views? If an item sells, but you need consistency. And you need to
Mark, wait. I went yesterday to an advertisement. My competitor, I won't mention who, they will have to forgive me, but I went to, they sell a course, right? And the first thing that I entered, when I click on the advertisement, the first thing that it tells me is, do you want more time with your family? Do you want more, more financial freedom, whatever? And this is my main point. I don't want to say it's my competitor. I'm not allowed to tell you. Like you did it before. I'm not doing it. I'm not questioning it. I would let you do it. Are you going to have more or less time with your family if you want to start a dropshipping business?
Okay, check this shit out, right? When I didn't have a kid when I started dropshipping, right? The one thing that you get when you start a dropshipping business is you're physically home. But we are already home now, right? But I was working 12 hours a day when I first started for 6 months straight. That's the only way I got to making $10,000 a month. 12 hours.
What when you already own a big business? You own an agency. You today own an agency.
I work, dude.
You have much more. You have much more time with your family.
Fuck no.
It just doesn't exist.
It just doesn't fucking exist. And that should drive, dude. I was trying not to get angry, but yes, guys, you could focus, work hard, structure your business, have employees do the work for you. But even with employees, you have to fucking manage them. That's what I do. Like, we built an agency and built on top and all this stuff to make sure quality control. Guys, you can get into eBay dropshipping with a little bit of money. It is an opportunity because you invest in a little bit of money, right? The risk is low. It's a decent sized market. There's a decent amount of competition, but the risk is low. But you have to put in work. You can make solid money, and don't believe the fucking bullshit. Like the stuff my mother used to tell me as a child, if it's too good to be true, is not true. It's not fucking true. Yeah. You know what's true? You can't make $1 million a year. But the thing, you just gotta sit down and do nothing.
Mm-hmm. And no matter how automated is whatever business you're being promised. By the way, what about done for you business? What if it's done for you?
All right, so check this shit, right? This done for you business is one of the few ways that supposedly, and I say supposedly, you can receive passive income. But that is one of the reasons why I had this 3-hour conversation with the two lads. Building this Amazon done for you business is the hardest fucking thing I've ever done in my business life, right? It's by far. And the passive income that people are getting with the money that they are investing is only produced because there are some motherfuckers willing to work for 10% of the profits and $400 a month, 8 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Mm-hmm. And 75% of the people that went through my program got fired because I get to keep the best people. So someone is doing the fucking work, and there's some different pieces of software that you can use to make your work easier and better. But that is it. No magic.
Interesting. Yeah, and by the way, if you want, you can also get a passive income by putting your money in a bank in a saving account, right? I mean, you would make an interest.
Yeah, well, now in the US, you're making 0.25% interest.
That's what I'm just saying. If you have the capital, if you're not trying to build your own business, a done-for-you business, if you don't own a business when you do done-for-you business. No. This is just a different discussion. A done-for-you is you open an Amazon account or an eBay account. I'm sure, I hope that one day we will also have done-for-you businesses on eBay. And you invest money, you pay for an operation, which will hopefully, guaranteed only to an extent because things can happen in the way, like the account can get suspended, yada, yada, yada. But that's not a business. if you want to start a business, which is what you do with software like this and tool, then you're going to own the business. That you need to understand what you have to do, all of the aspects of owning a business, which is a completely different track from paying for a done for you service.
Right.
Anyway,
so
I think it's enough.
Guys, I think to conclude, hopefully, according to London Business School,
no, we need to say what? Authorized by London Business School. 100%. This is the only way for you to make money, guaranteed by London Business School. Yeah.
But guys, the work that we put in to teach you guys to build software, to create an opportunity for you guys to potentially make money, this is not magic. This is not like there's opportunity there and we put in hard work to give you guys a realistic view of about the opportunity that you potentially have to get into. And this crazy motherfucker, this crazy motherfucker on the other side of this made his software free up to a certain point. So you can go check that shit out in the description. So the money you have to invest is not that much. And there are very, very few places that even exist, where you can start a business with very, very, very low amount of money. So anyway,
I have one request before. I want to finish the video with one request.
Okay.
If you believe that this is the type of content, this is the type of discussion that should be out there, then it's actually in your power to help making it happen. And I want to explain to you how. So this video is going to have a title, something probably about should you or shouldn't you start eBay dropshipping in 2020, right? And when people are going to look for these questions, when people are going to ask this question, they're going to get in YouTube 1 of 10 videos. Some of them at least are going to promise them all kind of empires that they're going to build. Not many of them are going to have an educated discussion, which I hope that you believe. It's up to you. You can, if you think that it's not an educated discussion, comment below, tell us what all of the bullshit that we're talking, and I'm willing to accept all of the criticism. But if you do think that it was an educated discussion, then click on the like button, because that would bring that video up in the search results for this subject. Comment, because every comment also helps us with pushing it up. And I don't know, maybe even share it with other people, because like in different communities, if you're in a dropshipping community, like take the challenge of taking the video and write your opinion about what you think about, like what did you learn from starting a dropshipping business? Like expand that conversation above and beyond just this channel and commenting on this channel. And again, this is just if you really believe that this is the type of conversations that both we should continue doing and that we should see in the industry. I definitely think that our market, we did a market analysis. Our market is not eBay. Our market are you guys that are looking to start an online business, because you are the people that are paying to us. And I think that you, the market, deserve much higher level of conversation and much more educated, concluded discussions that will not try to fraud you, but will try to be honest with you. And this is what we'll try to bring to the table.
Okay, sweet. Thanks a lot, Capri, for your time. Guys, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, there's a link in the description. And I really appreciate your time, dude, because these conversations are never had. So I hope that you guys watching this will really appreciate it and let us know in the comments. Bye, guys.